Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the MLG Winter Championship here in Columbus, Ohio. Got a fantastic series for you so far here between Hart and DRG. Robin, how do you feel about that last game?
It was awesome, man. I was really excited about Hart going for that really fast third and getting to a point where he established an economy and really flow of the game before too much aggression came from DRG. But DRG's read after that was like, if you're gonna play greedy, I'm gonna play a little more greedy. I'm gonna take up like crazy. And we were sitting there praising Hart the whole entire game, and we were missing out on how greedy DRG was being behind. It was actually quite flawless play and wonderfully done by him to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm not gonna be aggressive on a map that Zerg's normally gonna be aggressive. I'm gonna be very greedy and go for very heavy upgrades. And he was actually at 3-3 before 2-2 was even finished up for Hart.
Absolutely. So just getting into this one now. I'll tell you what, Robin, since the voice is all warmed up, why don't you go ahead and take away player introductions.
Oh, thank you so much, man. On Antigua Shipyard in the very far top right corner is going to be Don Gu, our Red Zerg player. Like we've been saying, he fell second place at MLG Winter Arena, craving so much to get that revenge in the finals against Marine King Prime. Looking down the bottom left corner, gonna be our blue Terran player, someone that most likely people weren't expecting to be this far in the tournament. Everyone's known he's been a great Terran player. He's been doing very well. Even in the GSL Team League, we saw him play a couple weeks ago. But he's been so darn fantastic this whole entire weekend, and it's definitely been an eye-opening weekend for everyone out there in terms of fans for Terran players. So Hart, keep an eye on him. He's in the bottom left corner, our blue Terran guy. Let's see how well he's gonna be doing on Antigua Shipyard.
Well, I'll tell you what, Robin, no matter what happens, I gotta say it again, no matter what happens in this tournament, Hart has gained a ton of fans, notoriety, and recognition. What a phenomenal MLG run it's been for him, but by no means over yet. As you can see, he has a huge hurdle in front of him, though, and the player known as DRG.
Yeah, and that hurdle's 8 feet tall. It's a pretty high hurdle. He's got to train a little bit, and he definitely has. I mean, it's shown. And we actually have a rack down here in the bottom right corner, very similar to what we just saw on dual sight. And it throws off your player a little bit, your opponent a little bit. We actually had DRG scout the 2 racks last time, so you might come in here, not see a rack, and say, oh, he's 2 racks me again. And he actually might just go for a 1x expand here instead, and just kind of play a little bit of maybe hoping that DRG has to throw us pull down a little bit earlier, or of course build a couple more lings than he wants to a little bit early on. But looking at Hart, see momentarily what he plans to do. If it was going to be another racks, it would be down by now. So definitely looking like that 1 rack expand as we have resources now going up and towards the 400 mark.
So, you know, I always love putting Froden on the spot. I'm going to do it to you now. Who is your pick, Robin, for this series?
Yeah, I got to go with DRG, man. I'm Zerg biased, and I just feel like he's...
I'm Zerg biased.
I'm Zerg biased, but no, yeah, I really feel like he knows how to handle every situation. He's really shown that in the last couple of games. The only time he's had a bit of a mislapse in terms of his decision making was when he lost all the mutos to Marines. I even felt like he was, even though he was losing his 4th in the first game that we saw, he was still had a pretty good follow-up counterattack that could have happened, but he overstepped it, and his mutos got caught by all the Marines. And that kind of set him back from behind. I just feel like he knows how to handle every situation, and we saw that in dual sight with, like I said, he played a little more greedier and went for more upgrades than his opponent was. So I'm calling it for him, man. I love Hart's play. I'm not usually fans of Terran players, but I'm definitely a fan of Hart. So I'm going to have to go with my heart, though, and say DRG.
Okay, so, you know, I have to agree that DRG definitely the favorite here, but it's hard to deny that Hart has been up against it through this whole tournament. Considered the underdog in many of the matches. Not for long, though. I kind of feel like Hart has the potential to be the Terran Violet, if you will.
Yeah. It's true, man. I like how you put that as well. Just the player that has been good, but suddenly just explodes into a guy that everyone loves and knows and starts winning tournaments. I think he does have that potential as well. But again, in order to get that towards that route, he has to beat DRG. If not, he'll definitely be confident at tournaments that he'll go to in the future. Kind of curious here. Hart has to run down 2 gases, but is only mining from 1. And he's left this one bare after getting 80 gas. He might have a build really located on having that extra 80 gas in his inventory. I'm really interested to see what he'll be going for. Looking down at the natural, we have a bunker that's been thrown down, so he's looking to play a little bit defensively and hide his tech, of course, as well. Looking over to DRG, got his 15 hatch up and ready to go. Has not grabbed the gas early. He grabbed it a little bit later, but does have speed, and now actually following up with a Baneling nest. So a bit of an earlier Baneling nest than you would normally see, so he might actually want to be aggressive here.
No, absolutely, and you know that 2-base Baneling bust has become more and more prevalent in the meta of this particular matchup, and we know that DRG's units work better than most Zerg units. So he's got special units.
Well, we do have Reactor Hellion here, and we have a follow-up into Tech Lab. Bailing Link can be okay, but you need to get a good hit on those Hellions. Hellion control is so important. Granted, Bailings don't take the extra damage from Hellions, but yeah,
6 of them already morphing in, as I can see in the production tab here. So there's no doubt he's going to want to get aggressive.
Heart's doing the right thing in terms of just getting set up for a Baneling bust, getting the supply depot walls down, force those 6 Banelings to land on top of your wall. That way your units can deal with just Lings, and it looks like he'll have only 2 more Banelings to deal with because he has 8 in total that has been morphed in. 8 more Lings on the way here too. DRG is certainly wanting to do a lot of aggression here. 30 to 22 in Harvesters. He's got to do some damage. Lings are being baited, or baiting these Hellions over to the right side so he can bring his Lings and Banelings into a different location, but actually he pulls them back here. He sees those Hellions, and he's like, okay, you open Reactor Hellion, I'm going to have to do this very calculated.
Yeah, and actually he can use the fact that the Hellions are in the middle of the map as an opportunity here, so we're going to have to keep an eye. And here he goes. He is, in fact, going to capitalize on that opportunity. It takes 5 Banelings to take out an unrepaired supply depot. Here we go. Lings now starting to catch up, and the Baneling hits go off, and the wall has been breached. No siege tanks here to take care of any of this, and the Lings are now in the natural, trying to work their way up to the main. 2 Banelings left. Hellions forced to pull back.
Oh, he's going to trap the Hellions. Oh, he's doing a little bit of a dance here. The Lings are being microed perfectly here. 1 Hellion does get picked off, but the SCVs in the middle line of the natural are being destroyed as well. Hellions are low on HP, and it looks like the main is held, but a number of SCVs were killed off. Drones are being created behind this. DRG has certainly done enough damage for this attack to be worth it.
Yeah, unbelievable amount of damage there. I believe there is 1 tank out currently now. 19 workers, as you can see, the devastation still incurring all of this damage. Heart being torn apart here by DRG.
DRG takes a magnificent lead here, 55 to 35, and supply Harvesters 36 to 21. Now siege mode is done, so Hart can move back down to the natural and get his natural established, but still DRG is feeling great here. Behind us, he's got a lair already on the way. He's going to go ahead and take up as much as he can because he can. He has a small self-contained at the moment, which is just delaying this just a tad bit. He can't really push it too far because these Lings could surround his Marines until he gets another siege tank down to this lower area, but still, he's got complete control over this game, even grabbing a 3rd, and actually that's a pretty normal 3rd around 930, but still, man, I love the play from DRG. Very, very ballsy, but definitely worth it for him.
And this is where he needs to be careful. Of course, with those Lings, he's going to want to make an exit because he does not want to mess with those siege tanks.
Well,
and look at this, I believe building actually another command center behind it, so here's the thing about Hart, though. It's going to be very hard for him to secure a 3rd with as active as DRG is going to be.
Well, I like what he's doing. A lot of Terran players think, okay, I've took a lot of damage. I need to push across the middle of the map and do some kind of damage back. He knows he's taking too much. So what he's going to do is he's going to sit at home and just siege up, play very, very defensively, and get as many upgrades as possible. +1 armor, +1 infantry weapon, stem pack on the way as well. You saw after the attack was happening, he was throwing down all these important all these buildings so he can get that ready for him, but still behind, man. 58 to 31, and Harvesters. The 3 mules are going to help out a little bit in terms of trying to get that SCV production back on tab so he can climb his way in, but already Spire Tech is on the way. We have DRG taking up pretty darn fast. I could even see him grabbing a 4th if he wanted to down in the bottom right corner.
That would be a great decision. I really would love to see him do that as well. Once again, if we bring up the unit counting station, you can see almost double the supply in drones to SCV, so great worker lead here for DRG. Spire about to finish as well, adding 2 more gas to that mix. 10 Lings on the way, as well as a Queen about to finish. And for our Terran player, of course, starting to build missile turrets in anticipation of Muta, and Stim about to finish as well.
Nice
siege tanks on the way, and he's going to continue with SCV production.
About to have 8 or 9 mutas popping out pretty soon. Ooh, I like how he just went ahead and went with the level 1 flyers attack. Yeah. Usually you opt for that extra muta with your 100 gas, 100 minerals, but because he's ahead, he's going to go ahead and get more ahead, pulling the Artosa style here, making sure that he has upgrades so his mutas do that more damage as the game progresses longer. Ooh, even following up with a double evolution chamber, getting that creep spread going. DRG is doing everything. He is seizing this lead, and he is taking the opportunity to get even further ahead. I love it, I love it, I love it. Hart in this game, though, with it having a lot of upgrades on its sides, combat shield falling up as well, needs to make sure that he gets great engagements. He's got to be careful. He cannot be caught out of position or the game will be over for him. He's got to really make sure that if he ever gets into engagement, Banelings never really do much damage.
Okay, so essentially he's broken down that debris there.
Yep.
But again, good zoning from the siege tanks can prevent an opportunity for DRG. So DRG is going to create his own opportunity. As you can see now, Ling's going to run into the mineral line there, and he is aware that is established now. So Muta's now into the main. Marine's going to be pulled over to deal with this now. A lot of those Marines damaged and into the yellow, some into the orange.
I love it. Hart's playing so defensively. He left a pack of Marines in the main, had a pack of Marines over in the third. He is not overextending to trying to hold off any type of pushes that could be coming from DRG. He realized there's only a few links, which meant, of course, there's going to be some kind of attack from another front. And so he went straight to the main, and he got it defended. He made sure the engineering bay did not go down, because that is a really important upgrade for him. He cannot lose that. Looking over to DRG, got a macro hatch on the way as well, throwing down those little larva injects that we all love to see. Has +1/1 on the way, a little over halfway done, and still being active with the mutas. He's at a point where they can't really dive anything quite yet, but he's still going to poke and prod and do whatever he can. Slow down missile turrets, take down mules, yes, and it's also going to go ahead and retreat here as well. Take what you can get, and he's certainly doing it.
And that's the beauty of the Mutalisk. It allows you to lock down the Terran in his base, where effectively he's going to be regardless, because Hart took so much damage early on. And look at this, free expanding, as well as just producing more and more units behind this and getting upgrades. Infestation Pit 3/4 of the way finished for DRG. And, you know, Mutas are just going to dance around and swing from the main to that third. And he's going to pick any opportunity he can get to go ahead and do whatever damage he can.
Yeah, he's certainly able to do a lot of damage now. The +1 finished up for him with his flyer attacks, and he knows that he can hit and run. He can hit and run because he has a nice pack of mutas. Looking over to it right now, he's currently at 17. You get to that 20-21 mark, you become very, very ballsy with your mutas. Absolutely,
you can afford to be, and they are a force to be reckoned with on the map.
Well, drone transfer going down to the bottom right. Let's look at Harvesters really quick. 89-61. Pretty respectable for Hart, knowing how far behind he was in the early game. You could tell that earlier commands that have really helped him out. Now he's going to go ahead and maneuver his way over here. Once again, we'll take out Supply Depot. Again, just taking out little pieces of the puzzle here from Hart. We should be seeing a command or another hatchery soon.
So here's the thing, Robin. We've seen a similar situation, of course. We've got Hart on 3 base, and we've got DRG on 4 in a macro. So we've seen this before. The difference being Hart had the ability to go ahead and harass that 4th and slow it down. This game, however, does not have that ability, and that is the main problem for Hart right now.
Yeah, Big Pimpin' DRG came out, man. He was like not gonna allow Hart to do anything in this game. I love the choice to go for a very aggressive play, because game 1, game 2, he wasn't that aggressive, and he really just threw off Hart there. And it looks like he's gonna go ahead and keep up the aggression here. He has Infestation Pit finally done. Some Infestors now coming out because Pathogen Glands did finish up as well, and also starting up his hive. 30 Bailings actually morphing in at the moment, and it looks like he's gonna go ahead and kill off a small pack of Marines. And Bailings are here over in this bottom or top right corner, so he definitely wants to get engagement soon, while this mid-game proposition is still strong.
Yeah, absolutely. DRG right now amassing his army, and again playing very patiently. He wants to engage on his terms when he feels ready to go. He set the initiative thus far from the first couple minutes of the game. Thor is out though.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Good pickup, Micro, there for the Thor, but Bailing's on the way in chase. Speed has finished for those, and they are on the way.
Well, all the links were cleaned up, so DRG's going to be forced to retreat, but he did kill a few Siege Tanks, got a Thor killed off as well, so he's going to like that trade, and he retained all of his Banelings, which are always important. Those take a lot of time, of course, to get created there. Oh, got to be careful there.
Got to be careful with those mutas. 20 more Banelings being produced currently.
And the best part about this, even though he's staying on this mid-game composition, he's setting himself up to be able to go to a late-game composition if he doesn't spend all of his gas. So
47 Banelings in total right now.
Nice, nice.
That's a lot of Banelings.
Yeah, they're going to hit. Some of them have to hit. I mean, there's no splitting in the world is going to prevent 47 Banelings from nailing you. And now watch Hart prove me wrong and do it in front of us. But
Hart
if he does, I'm going to be
most
screaming.
Amazing split ever.
Yeah, he's going to 4th. I like this. He's making a contention here. He's like, come fight me here. Link's going to go ahead and come on in, and Bailey's taking a lot of hits. Oh my gosh, maybe 47 Bailey's won't connect.
Look at this, so a couple of hits going off on some Marines, but those Siege Tanks in siege mode right now, and that base is now forfeit for DRG. Are we seeing Hart really start to capture some more of the initiative of this game?
Yeah, he's forcing DRG to get to a point where he's going to go ahead and go for a base trade or at least a counterattack here.
Hold that thought, as all these Banelings now moving in, and they are going to go ahead and take out a lot of the supply depots. That Thor will eventually fall, and he has enough left over now to move into the mineral line, and now swinging into the main with the mutas, and this is going to drag the entire army of Heart back. Right now, DRG floating 1,000 minerals and expanding, double expanding, rather, behind this as well.
Heart has killed all mutas. Heart has killed all banelings. He has killed the hive. There is only lings on the field now. There are 7 corruptors and he still has the greater spire, but he has done so much damage with all those attacks. Oh my gosh, that's why muta ling baneling gets so darn weak going into the late game. It gets destroyed by upgraded marines and Thors. There was really not that many siege tanks besides the ones that kill off the banelings in the bottom right corner. Well done by Heart, and he knows he's in a great lead. Moving across the map.
Now of Heart, as we said, trying to capture that initiative again. He has done so rather, and moving in, fungal growth going down. Just going to siege up here and be content, and I like the patience right now out of Heart. He can't let the adrenaline get the best of him.
Best thing about this is Heart took out the fourth in the bottom right corner, which means there's no real gas income coming in quite here for DRG. He's only getting about 500 gas in per a minute, and he needs a lot of gas for his Broodlords. He's only able to create 3 of them. 3 taking on this army of Marines. These Marines can stem and dive and kill those Broodlords pretty darn easy with just Infestors. Still moving forward. There is a Ling counterattack. DRG's trying his best to delay this push, but Heart, I don't know if he's going to bite. He should keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Heart, I think, is good enough and realizes that he can remain stationary, pulling SCVs, I believe, to deal with that. And you can see right now, just doing whatever he can to clean that up at home while still controlling the center of the map. And here we go. This is what he needs to do. Take out more hatcheries. Of course, that one finishing up. That was the newest addition to DRG's list of bases. And man, this is just amazing play right now out of Heart.
Even got enough control here to use the medevac, ferry the Marines on over and take out this. Even looking like DRG is distraught at the moment, having drones sitting out at hatcheries, not selling rally points. He's really trying to get these Broodlords force up and ready to go. He may have just done it too late. Luckily enough though, Heart is denying these bases, so he's not really content with trying to push forward yet. He just wants to kind of starve out DRG and win a fight, and then from there maybe establish his own fourth. But looking over into DRG, 24 more lings are on the way.
Looks like it is going down. Can Heart get yet another hatchery? I'll tell you what, Robin, he snipes this one. He's just done so much damage to DRG.
Yeah, you're right. Main's out of resources, almost out. Natural's really low as well. It's just his third base. It's getting pretty low at the same time. But DRG is tired of it. He thinks he has enough Broodlords, is moving forward. He needs to meet these Lings, Banelings, and Infestors to sit back. Their support right now. Don't use them to engage. And it looks like Heart is going to pull on back.
Wow, this has been a seesaw battle thus far.
Well,
and right now, those Broodlords are really the crux. That is really the entire bulk of the army. You can see another drop now going down on DRG. And this is the multitasking you have to pull off as Terran to go ahead and beat a player like DRG. And you can see right now, Broodlords are making their way toward the army of Heart.
He's going to go ahead and station himself here. He's going to go ahead and stem. Is going to go ahead and charge on in with his Marines. It looks like he sure is. His hatchery still in trouble. The Marines have not been dealt with for DRG. Broodlords are shelling away upon the siege tanks. 2 do fall. Marines stemming. They're getting pretty low on HP. Their energy for the medevacs is still here and plentiful, but will it be enough? So many Marines are falling, and he can't engage. The Infestors are preventing it from happening, and it looks like this hatchery has fallen. And in the top left corner, Broodlord still moving forward, Tumba.
This is unbelievable play out of both players. Each one trying to capture the initiative, and has DRG retaken it only to give it back. As you can see, Fungal's going down. Those Vikings going to go down like paper airplanes.
Same time, the main is being dropped. Both hatcheries are in trouble. Heart's trying his best to just cut all production of larva here from DRG. So in case he does get the Broodlords and Infestors, he can't follow up with any attack.
That's a lot of Marines there, Robin.
It sure is.
Where is his upgrades at currently?
Looking at his upgrades really quick, we are 2-2. Looking over into DRG, I believe he is currently at 2-2 as well. It looks like both hatcheries have died in the main. The only units left here are at the natural, and there's still some Marines here as left. But still, DRG is moving forward. The Lings are in the bottom right corner. Again, he wants them as support. He doesn't want to waste them to try and get into the engagement.
No, he doesn't. And the infested Beast Balls of Death coming out, a.k.a. infested Terrans now. And you can see these brutes trying to make their way in. Big fungal growth going down, as well as those infested Terrans just firing away. Broodlords now coming in, trying to get a surround with Lings on those Thors, and Infestors getting dangerous. There's a lot of energy in there. yet to be used. So another fungal going down behind. What a scrappy match we are watching right now, Robin.
These Marines are trying their best to keep Hart alive. Two of them look like they might be falling. Only a few leagues on the field. More are now joining in as well. 6 Marines in production. These Broodlords are low on HP. The Infested Terrans are helping out as well, but all the production facilities look like they are being killed off for DRG. There is one low medevac with 2 Marines trying to pelt away at the drones that are here. He is long distance mining at the moment. The Infestors are accruing energy though. That could be helpful. This game is so scrappy.
Sick game right now as Infestors are actually in the main of Hart, just parked there. Both players GG out of Hart.
Oh my gosh, it looks like DRG wins. Hart will be falling, and the series 4-1 was the final count. That game was fantastic, Tumba. It was an honor to cast it with you, man. Oh my gosh, so thrilling.
So DRG obviously opening up there initially, going with the 2-base baneling bus, making that work, getting ahead, but then somehow Hart was able to establish the 3rd base, make that work for him, muster up an army, and a lot of times in a lot of ways we thought Hart was going to win that. Starts taking out hatcheries of DRG. DRG very vulnerable, actually sending Lings over to make sure that he can go ahead and delay any push out of Hart. Hart still pushing forward though, losing that army. Those Broodlords really came in handy there at the end with that Infestor mix, and DRG actually just willed himself to win that.
I really don't think Hart understood how much damage he did to the army of DRG when he killed off all the Lings, all the Banelings, and all the Mutos when they were in his base. He had a container in the middle of the map. He didn't need to have a container at that time. There was only 3 Broodlords being morphed in at the time. They weren't available for defense, and there was a couple of Infestors. If he moved forward, he could have completely wiped out an army and won the game, but he was very content with killing the 4th and 5th hatchery that were actually morphing in. They weren't available and for use for DRG yet. He could have moved forward and won it, and he's going to look at that replay and see that and be very upset with himself. But he played in a magnificent series. I don't care if it was 4-1. I loved every second of it.
Absolutely. He's gained so many fans here at this MLG. Definitely the story of this MLG.
Yeah.
Great pickup for Complexity Gaming, but congratulations to Dongray Gu, affectionately known, of course, as DRG.
Yeah.
What a series.
Amazing series. And the thing is, we still have one more series left for the night. Marine King Prime. DRG is going to be our finals, coming at you soon. We're going to run a couple of commercials, get our players set up, get the casters in the booth, and we'll be back, guys. I am Robin.
And I'm Tumba.
Thank you so much for watching. If we don't see you for the finals, have a great night, guys, and enjoy the rest of the cast.